Welcome to my channel. I'm the Streaming Simmer, and I wanted to begin my channel with a legacy challenge that I've been working on for a while. It's called the Alphabetacy. The premise is that I take everything in The Sims that I can find that begins with each letter of the alphabet, and as we're working on that letter, we do as much as we can with that letter. It will also create a lot of variety so that it can be played over and over again and can easily be adapted to include any new downloadable content that the Sims team provides us with. I will get right into the
I
spreadsheet
have set
and
up this
show you
Excel
what I'm talking
spreadsheet
about.
to keep track of things. We can set up little tick marks. I'm only going to do the CAS portion of this for this episode. Create one elder sim. You may choose the gender. You may use any name you like or randomize it. So you have three options here. Create your own from scratch, create the sim using story mode, choosing your own responses, or create the sim using story mode and using a D4 to randomize the answers. I'll explain that more when we get in there and how you could do that. I, however, think that I am going to choose to create my sim using story mode with my own responses. So I'm just going to put a little color there to know that that's what I have chosen. They can be the parent or the grandparent of the child. I'm going to make the sim the grandparent so I can show you guys how to do that because it can be a little bit complicated. Create one child sim. This is the sim that is this A generation. You may choose the gender. Both the first and the last name must begin with an A. You can create this sim from scratch or create the sim using the genetic material of the elder, which is what I'm going to do. This sim can be a regular sim or an alien sim. I think I might want to do an alien sim, so I'll go ahead and check that, but I may change my mind later. So all things are up for grabs till I put these sims in the game. Pick a favorite color. Now this is optional. Optional thing you can do for this generation. Pick a favorite color for the A generation, but the color must begin with an A. So the reason it's an optional thing for this generation is because there are no colors that you can sort with in Sims build mode or CAS mode, that's create a sim mode, that allow you to sort by a color that begins with A. So if you do this, it's just going to be a color that they favorite or their favorite color. We all know, like, if we have a favorite color, say it's blue. Not everything in our closet is blue. We have other colors. Not everything in our home is blue. We have other colors. So it's just going to be a color that may not even show up in every outfit or but it should be a pretty obvious that that's their favorite color. So the options that I could come up with, and you can certainly look for more if you want to do this: aqua, apricot, almond, amber, and azure. You'll have to judge the color in cast and build mode, and that's what this says, because they don't sort by this color. So I'm thinking aqua, and because I'm thinking aqua, I am going to choose a color for my ticks that represent aqua to me. So this is going to be pretty similar um, to the color I'm going to be using when I create these sims. So since we know what we're doing, we're making an elder sim using story mode, but choosing my own responses. This is going to be the grandparent of a child. The child sim is going to be created using the genetic material of the elder and an alien. And that is how we're going to do that. So I'm going to hop into Create a Sim right now for us to do this. So this is Create a Sim, and when you first go in, this is exactly what it looks like. And you get this blurb up here, and it says, "Hi, would you like to create my story? We'll start with a fun personality quiz. Afterwards, you can customize my appearance. So the personality quiz is what I was talking about. So I'm going to say okay. Now in this case, I'm going to choose my responses. And you have no choice on this one. When you choose the responses on this one, they have to be an elder. Let's start with an easy question. What age am I? They're an elder. Okay. Now, the next question, you'll notice at the very bottom has a place for new question. So if you decide to do the D4, you can do it one of two ways. You can choose the first response is 1, the second is 2, and the third is 3. And you could choose, if you get a 4 on the D4, that you pick, or you could choose that you just make it give you a new question so that you're going to have a 1 through 3 answer every time. So those are two options you can do with this, or you can choose your own. And I am going to choose my own because I kind of know how I want this story to go. I'm kind of hoping that we might get some higher than standard funds, but if we end up with less than, still going to make a great story. Um, because I kind of know how I wrote this story, and probably by the time this comes out, you'll know all the rules and have an idea of how the story could go as well. So, this elder sim, I have a great idea for a prank. It's at someone else's expense. It's self deprecating. I would never prank anyone. I know some elder males in my family that they might prank. It might be at somebody else's expense. It might be self deprecating, but it would never be really horrible. But some of the pranks in the Sims are funny and some are not so funny, and not every Sim takes them well. So I'm going to start out with I would never prank anyone because I just want this to be somebody that most Sims do like. Looking to the stars one night, I see something in the sky. What is it? Wow, a shooting star? A UFO? That's no moon. Okay, so we already know the aliens are an option in this let's play. I don't really want this sim to be an alien, but I do want them to believe in aliens. So I'm going to choose a UFO, and I think that this may at least have them interested in things of alien natures. Okay. No trip to the grocery store is complete without buying raw ingredients, microwavable meals, a floral arrangement. Okay, so we kind of know where this is going. They're either gonna possibly love gardening or cooking with existing ingredients, microwave meals. They're not going to be a very good cook. Floral arrangement. They might end up a floral arranger. They're going to like flowers. They might garden flowers. I'm going to go with raw ingredients because I would really hope that by the time you're an elder, you know how to cook. In fact, everybody in my family, male and female, knew how to cook when I was growing up. If I passed on today and became a ghost, I'd want to go out via something silly like being a cowplant's dinner, something heroic like a crow attack. God, I don't even want to think about it. I'm gonna say if you're all of a sudden responsible for your grandchild, you don't want to think about being a ghost. You want to remain alive and take care of this grandchild. So I'm gonna say don't even want to think about it. There's a going away party for an acquaintance. What do I do? Bake them a pie? Buy them a gift? Send a text message? Okay, this is an elder sim. Again, I do want them to have some cooking skills. I'm gonna say an elder would probably bake you a pie or buy you a gift, but I'm gonna lean towards bake them a pie. When I encounter a ghost, I feel jealous. I would be an amazing ghost. Intrigued. I must know all the secrets. Scared out of my socks. Okay, so I'm gonna say this sim's probably gonna be intrigued. We already know they've got some alien stuff going on. Something's happened in their life with aliens, so definitely they want to know secrets of being ghosts too, right? The world is in peril. What do I do? Go undercover. Trade in other people's fears. I am the peril. Well, I do want other Sims to like them, so I don't want them to be the peril. I'm gonna say maybe they go undercover. That seems like the nicest, and I'm leaning towards this elder being a nice elder. So, friend trips and falls in my home. What's my reaction? I'll provide first aid. Did they break anything? Point and laugh. I don't like it when people point and laugh at me, especially when I get hurt, and that does happen in my family. Did they break anything? I mean, honestly, I've heard more people ask that. But since this elder needs to be so responsible, I'm going to say this elder is going to actually provide the first aid, have some first aid knowledge. This is the one that has been left to care for this child, so I'm hoping they're capable. Werewolves, vampires, and aliens. Well, we know where we stand on this, but let's read the choices. Oh my, so cool. Don't exist, period. Are subjects that require thorough investigation. I don't want this to turn my sim into a vampire or werewolf for sure. And I kind of want my elder sim to still be just a regular sim. So I'm going to say are subjects that require thorough investigation. The sim's interested but isn't one of them. The best stories have happy endings, have unexpected plot twists, are written by me. I don't necessarily want the sim to be a writer. I know that's what written by me would give us. Have unexpected plot twists. I'd say that the elders lived through a lot and that makes it more interesting. Happy endings. Some people think that's boring, but I like happy endings. I like some plot twists before you get there. So I'm going to put have unexpected plot twists because that's definitely what this legacy is going to have. I don't know if every generation will end happily. I do know Generation A will, but also because of that, let's do unexpected plot twists. Okay, here we have a lovely elder sim. Looks like we've got a female. And despite what I said, she's an author, best-selling author, ambition, muser. She's a foodie. She's good. And she's a genius. Okay, she sounds pretty interesting. Hey, nice to meet you. Feel free to assign my gender, adjust my appearance, and select my clothing. Thanks to my sim story, I already have aspirations, traits, and skills that you can update. Don't forget to give me a name. Okay. Well, let's see. Her career is secret agent. That's kind of cool. And I know that can make some money in The Sims. Live life unnoticed as a covert operative from infiltrating enemy headquarters to the art of interrogation. The more you learn, the less you'll be known. So she's got some bonus logic skill there. Skill thanatology. Dip your toe into the baleful bog of knowledge by studying death and loss. Sims enticed by this grim calling will eventually be able to partake in the vocalization of a dying tongue or the creation of a soulful treat meant to boost a Sim's motivations. It's really a skill to die for. The thanatology skill is increased by reading skill books, reading theories on a computer, or progressing in the deathly career. It's not the deathly career, so we might be doing some of that and we might just leave her be. Maybe she was just a little interested because she's an elder now. Skill baking. Baking is a science in action. You can't just throw random ingredients into a bowl like some chef. You have to have a plan. Fortunately, the plan involves large heapings of sugar. So she has some logic skill, some thanatology skill, and some baking skill. Something I was hoping for here. She's going to have high starting funds. Living the good life. Consider pampering yourself with all your extra simoleons. So when we go to find a place to live, which will not be this episode, this will be important. So I'm excited for that. Let's see. Did they pick any other preferences? I don't think they do. So things that we know that she should like or that she's already interested in, I just want to go ahead and pick as likes so she doesn't start doing them and then I've got a skill that I wish she didn't. So we're going to say she likes baking. She likes thanatology, but I don't know if that's on here. It is. No, yes. So she likes thanatology and baking and logic. I remember she had logic skills. So it's in alphabetical order and I still can't find it. Hijkl. There is no logic skill on here that's her hobby. So what would that translate to? Because you get it through chess. Uh, okay, maybe it's in another category. We know that she doesn't need to worry about a color, a conversation topic, decor. Just make sure they didn't pick anything for her. No. Fashion, nothing's been chosen. Okay. Sim characteristics, nothing's been chosen. Music genre, nothing's been chosen. Okay. So we'll let her make those decisions. I think I'll let her make those decisions too. I think what I'm also going to do is I'm going to randomize the name. I think I'm going to do it 3 times just because that's what I see a lot of other people doing. Go ahead and follow suit, I guess. 1, 2, 3. Myla. Okay, she's got an interesting name, Myla. 1, 2, 3. Reader. Okay, well, that's kind of cute because she wants to write. So, Myla Reader, she is now then going to be the parent of the mother of this child. We are going to add a new sim with genetics. So, this is going to be the child of this sim. Now, we did say that it's going to be her daughter. We're just going to randomize everything for this sim, just pick animal lover, because this sim does not really matter. This sim will not live for very long. Poor little Riley is not going to live past the creation of the child sim. I'm sorry to inform you. So we're going to add another sim. We're going to add an occult sim. We do want this sim to be half alien, honestly. So I'm going to go do that. I'm going to go ahead and add the father. Okay, so this is a male sim. Randomly, we got a male sim. That's great. This is his disguise. That's fine. Again, he doesn't matter much. He can also be an animal lover. Well, we'll make him athletic for no good reason. He doesn't really matter because he's about to go away. So his name is going to be 1, 2, 3, Jensen. And his last name needs to start with an A. So I'm going to choose the last name. And I'm going to choose the last name of Adams. I just kind of like it. You think of first, you think of Adam and Eve, stuff like that. So Adams, I think, is a really good first name. Now we are going to do a genetics with Jensen and Riley. Now it popped up son, and that's perfectly fine. I don't mind which gender this child is. Just remembered something. I do care. I do care what gender this sim is. I'm going to change it to a female because I just remembered this challenge was inspired by Amanda Plays Sims. I have been watching her pretty much since the beginning of her Ultimate Decades Challenge, which is the first challenge she ever posted. So just having watched her, being on her Discord, it has really inspired me. And so I am going to change this to a female and name her Amanda after Amanda Plays Sims. Now, a few things we need to go back and look at the spreadsheet for. So Gen A has to be an artistic prodigy. We're going to roll a D4 to determine whether this child is active, adventurous, an animal enthusiast, or an art lover. We already know that she's going to have to take the traits of always welcome and antiseptic. We already know she's an alien. And these other things will come into play later. Go back to CAS and The Sims, and I'm going to choose artistic prodigy. Then I'm going to choose her trait. To do that, I'm going to roll a d4. So here's my d4. I'm rolling it. She got a 1. So when you get a 1, going back to that sheet, 1 is active right here. So I'll mark that because that is what we now have. We now have the active child. And I have an entire spreadsheet that's created just for the active child. And they're going to have a story. They're going to have a story on here as well. I thought oh, they do have a story. Okay. So we'll come back and look at this later. But for now, that's all we need to know, that she is active. So we are choosing active. I just have to remember where it is. Active, active. That's where adventurous is. That's where active is too. Okay. So she is active. And that's going to kind of go on to where we do our story. Now, I told you I was choosing her to be a grandchild because of how we have to set these relationships. So to do the relationships, you go back, you click this, you edit relationships right here. Riley is her daughter. That is correct. That makes Amanda her granddaughter. And so what we are going to do now is we are going to delete Riley, and we are going to delete Jensen. And if we look in the relationship tab, look, it's still her grandmother. Okay, now, had there been an A relationship, I'd have chosen a relationship. I'm going to say if you want to choose relationship to help with whatever story you want to choose, that's fine. I'm going to leave it blank for right now because I'm going to just assume that Amanda has never met her grandmother Myla until this moment. Now, I want to create Myla a little bit. Myla, I'm going to keep how the game turned her out, except with possibly the changing her hair. As far as features, I am just leaving it because I am fine with that. I like red hair, stuff like that, but this is an elder. An elder sim needs white hair. For her story, she's a secret agent, so she's going to need a nondescript haircut. She likes occult things, especially death, evidently. She's more interested, probably because she's getting closer to that. She likes to bake, and she's a wealthier sim. We'll see what that translates to in money. Now, as far as hair, a lot of elders to me, a lot of elderly women, I see with shorter hair. So I'm thinking I may just kind of try out some different short hairstyles. I'm not a big short hairstyle person. Okay, it looks like she's got a hearing aid. Okay, let's look at that a minute. Maybe we let her have a hearing aid. Maybe that's part of it. So do we want to make it kind of more flesh colored like people usually do? I think so. So I'm going to I'm going to have that go to every outfit. I love this every outfit. I love this. When we get to the outfit, we can take it off because like she's not going to wear a hearing aid when she's sleeping, that kind of thing. But I love that the game gave her a hearing aid. I think that's so cool. Also, since she is not wearing glasses, we could probably assume at this age she needs reading glasses, which is going to be a fun time to use some of these new elder things that have come out. I do own every pack. So what you see is I've got every downloadable content. However, I do not have any extras. I don't have any custom content in my game at all. So I think one fun thing about this channel is you're going to be seeing how to play The Sims vanilla and that it still has a lot to offer. It can still be pretty fun. Okay, this is kind of cute. I'm not liking her with too short of hair though. I might go with a longer short hair or a medium length hair. That one was kind of cute. This is, you know what? I think she might do something like this, although it kind of looks like a wig too. So let's keep going. But I have seen that with elders. I've seen elders have hair kind of like that as well, elder females. I don't think should have the fun color in it. So uh, just look at things to see if I like anything. I have decided I want it to be the longer short hair, so we might just go with this one. To keep it true to what has been somewhat randomized. So I believe that's where I'm going to go with that. I'll go ahead and do her makeup here, but then I'm going to go do her clothes because I don't know about you guys. If I do makeup, I do it one kind of subtle, and two, it's not usually got a whole lot to do with an outfit. So for her, I'm thinking, well, we don't want to really emphasize the white hair too much. She's got brown eyes, so maybe a little bit more color, but that's way too much. A little less saturation, maybe. Mm, no, I don't guess I like that too well. Let's see. Maybe, no. Uh, okay. That's a pretty subtle blue, and we can pull the saturation down a little bit more as well. Okay, because blue does go well with brown eyes. Also gonna do an eyeliner. Just, yeah, maybe a brown one. Yeah, I don't think I want to do white. Eyelashes, I don't really know. These are not the best eyelashes. I've seen people with custom content eyelashes. That is one thing I am a little tempted to do, but I'm too terrified to do custom content. I'm afraid it'll break the game. Okay, so I think I'll pull down the opacity on the blush as well. I'm not gonna, because she's a secret agent. She wants to look like an elder, but she doesn't want to stand out too much either. I think her lips are a little too thin for that one. She probably does need a little shine to it. That helps some. I kind of like working with what I get randomly, so I think I'm gonna go with that. So I'm going to translate that to every outfit and then take it off of the ones I don't want it on. For instance, if this was a romantic sim that we were going to pursue something with, I might leave makeup on her on one outfit for her nighttime. But in this case, we're not looking for her to be romantic. I don't think she would have any piercings being an elder. I don't think any earrings are really going to show up, but I think that's nice because then her hearing aid does not show up either. So I am going to go ahead and cast, pick out some outfits for her for each thing, and be right back. So here we are back in Create-A-Sim, where I have just finished putting on the clothes. I have this thing, I like to have more than one outfit in a lot of the categories, just so you don't see them wearing the same thing every day. So in thoughts for Myla Reader, I was thinking she needs to have sort of subtle clothing because she is a secret agent. So she might need to go do something at any point, but she also needs to look like an elder so people underestimate her. So she has these three outfits. The first is kind of like what I think of as cool grandma vibes, the cool grandma look. This is more like she's kind of office kind of look. An actual secret agent has to go into the office, but she's got the sensible shoes. So she's still looking kind of elderly. They'll underestimate her. And this is just kind of everyday grandma energy to me. So that's kind of what I was looking at. For formal, I just couldn't resist giving her something that kind of showed off. She's got a pretty nice shape for an elder, which I've never had an elder show up looking that good in my game, but I've never done it in Create a Sim either. Of course, this was random. So I put her in something I thought would be really nice if she was at a spy place, but then also something that's more, hey, I'm the grandmother that showed up to chaperone kind of thing. This is her workout outfit, and I had her pull her hair back for that because she could get sweaty. But since she is in good shape, she probably has always worked out. She definitely needed to for her job because I've done that career before. She's looking good there. I gave her two options for nightwear again. One is just this is my grandmother, this is what she looks like. And the other is more spy related, I guess, where she's looking a little more elder femme fatale, I suppose. For party, I just gave her the one party outfit. She's a grandma. This is it. Swimwear, one outfit, nice subtle black outfit, works for spying or grandmothering. For summer, I gave two outfits because, again, I don't like to see them in the same outfit every single day. This is the grandmother garden type look. This is the I zhuzhed up a little bit look. And then her two winter wear outfits. This is It's really cold, and this is It's not as cold. Okay, same thing for Amanda down here. We'll just go backwards this time. This is It's not as cold. It's kind of cold. You see the aqua in here. I did still go with aqua. Doesn't go great with her purple skin, but it doesn't look awful either. Some outfits I thought it looked really good. So this is it's very cold. Okay, summer outfits. This is I got to choose my own outfit, and this is my grandma really wanted me to be in pink. She does not have teal on every outfit, but on most of them, there's a little bit at least. So, swimwear, she's just got the one swimwear. We hardly ever see them in swimwear. It's the pink with the almost aqua, almost purple polka dots. Thought that was cute on her. She has one party wear outfit. It has the aqua, but also a lot of pink. Grandma really liked that one. She actually came into CAS wearing this outfit. I left it on her as one of her options for sleepwear. And then this is her other. I just thought that was really cute as well. For athletic wear, this is one option. And then this is the one her grandma picked out. Formal wear, grandma makes her do her hair up. This is the outfit she picked out. And this is the outfit grandma picked out. I think you see where we're going. She's active. She really would rather just be running on the playground. Okay, and then these are her three very active everyday outfits. That one's a little dressier, and this one just has some subtle aqua in it, in the cat's glasses and on her bracelet. This has no aqua. This is more like if she's on a sports team. I do like the pink with the purple skin. So that is our little Adams family. Before I pop out of CAS, I just want to look back and see if there is anything I am missing. Yes, I wanted to share the storylines with you. So with the parent option, there is a storyline. And with the grandparent option, there is a storyline. They're both the same after a certain point. So the beginning is your parents choose to have you later in life. Unfortunately, that means that one parent has passed away and the other parent is an elder. You are often mistaken as the grandchild instead of the child, and this is frustrating for you. Despite your frustration, you make friends easily, and because of your amazing personality, everyone loves you. Your parents are a few generations removed from you, so your parent has impressed upon you the importance of remaining clean. You try never to allow yourself to get dirty, so you don't have to listen to the lectures. As soon as possible, purchase reward traits of always welcome and antiseptic. So I chose those because they start with A, but also always welcome. Okay, so she's loved, beloved by everybody, so that makes her always welcome. Antiseptic, an elder wants you to be clean. So I will read the part of the grandparent option storyline up until that point, and then it's just basically the same, except it says grandparent instead of parent. A note to have this relationship in CAST, you must create at least one parent, adult or young adult, and set up relationships of the adult or young adult as the child's parent and the elder's child. Then delete the adult or the young adult, and the elder should remain as the grandparent of the child. So I showed you how to do that at the beginning of this video. I hope that was helpful for you to be able to have that kind of relationship if you want. Your parents passed away, leaving you with your only living relative, one of their parents who is an elder. Your grandparent loves you very much. However, you still miss your parents. And despite this, you make friends, and that makes you always welcome, and they want you to stay clean, and that makes you want to be antiseptic. I don't remember if I showed you the dice roller. So on this website, I just Googled Google Dice Roller, and this is the one that comes up. And then you have all these options down here. You can do a spinner, flip a coin, do a turner. So later in the challenge, when I talk about spinners, this is the one where you can create it. A lot of simmers use a site like this that has the coins, the spinners, and the dice. I really appreciate you joining me for this first episode of Generation A, episode 1 of the Alphabetacy, presented by the Streaming Simmer. That's me. And I hope to see you next time. Thanks and bye.